Hello pretties, I'm back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Cathy and you're watching Cathy's Country Life, and I've been absent and I apologize, but life goes on and I'm back. So what I'm going to do first thing today is I'm going to pickle some eggs. I've never been a big pickled egg person. I never grew up eating them. I mean, I grew up with my daddy eating, you know, souse meat, potted meat, you know, all the stuff, but pickled eggs wasn't one of them. And Chris loves pickled eggs. Hold on, I'm about to have a coughing fit. Just one second. Okay, I'm back. My eyes are watering and allergies are tearing up the whole town. This cool weather that's coming in is really dealing with this. So anyway, I may have to take some coughing breaks, and I apologize for that. But anyway, pickled eggs. Chris loves pickled eggs, and I've never made them. And before I really show y'all stuff, I like to pre-make it and see how it tastes. And I made a dozen, I don't know, a month and a half ago, and Chris ate them up like candy. He said they were awesome. So since we got chickens, we have an abundance of eggs. I give some away, of course we use them, and today is an abundant day. So I have boiled up, I think it's 27 eggs. The last batch that I made, I put it in a quart jar, and that holds 12 eggs. I've got a half a gallon jar today, which I'm assuming will hold 24 eggs, but I boiled a couple extras just in case they tear up, because fresh eggs are a booger to boil and peel. Well, they're not a booger to boil, but to peel, So how I do mine is I put them in a cold pot, you know, fill it up with water to cover them, and turn it on high. And when it starts heating up, and not a full rolling boil, but they're boiling just a bit, I put in a buttload of salt. Probably, I can't even tell you. I just dump and dump. Maybe about 1/8 of a cup, half of a fourth of a cup of salt, and bring it up to a rolling boil. Put the lid on, take it off from the heat, and I let them sit for about 15 minutes. And then I plunge them in ice water, mostly ice with some water, and let them completely cool. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is peeling eggs. And this is the time consuming part, so I won't be on here the whole time that I'm peeling eggs. I'm sure you have peeled eggs before and you know what it looks like, I'm assuming. But you know, the trick is to get under that membrane to get them off. And this one is doing okay. But while I'm standing, I was going to say sitting here peeling eggs, while I'm standing here peeling eggs, I'm just going to get you caught up on my life. Colton, the grandbaby, doing awesome. I have not seen him. For tomorrow will be 2 weeks. My heart is aching. My heart is aching. Well, I had him 2 weeks ago on the weekend. He spent the night with us, went to church with us, had a great time. Last weekend, I went on a girlfriend trip to the beach. And this is my best friend in the whole wide world. We've been best friends for almost 28 years. She lives in the Birmingham area, which I do too, and so that's how we met. And we met working at Bell South Mobility when it was Bell South. Those almost 28 years ago, and have just remained the best of friends. And of course, when I married and moved out here, we're now some distance apart, but we talk every day, and we have never gone on a trip, just me and her. It's always been, we've gone on buku little trips with our husbands, but not just me and her. So we planned this one. This egg did not peel good. see, it's all wonky donkey. But anyway, it'll be fine. I'm just gonna, when I peel them, I'm putting them down in the jar. And I think that one's got a piece of peel still on it. Sorry. Anyway, we went, and of course, you know, the week before we go, we hear about this depression forming in the Gulf of Mexico. We were going to Gulf Shores, Alabama, which is the Gulf of Mexico, and you know, was in full-blown panic about, oh my gosh, is this going to turn into a hurricane? Is this going to ruin our beach trip? And blah, 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 blah. And then later on in the week, you know, it started saying that, you know, it's coming up in the Gulf, and then it's going to go make a turn east. It was going to hit the Alabama Gulf Coast. So we went ahead and went, and we had beautiful weather, beautiful weather. It was just amazing to me, just a few hundred miles down the beach, the destruction. But we had full sun weather. We left on Thursday. We got down there Thursday evening. Friday was beautiful. Saturday was beautiful. We came home on Sunday. The winds were kicking it. They were pretty high, but kind of kept you more cool sitting down there on the beach. But anyway, we had a wonderful time. If I can remember while I'm editing this, I'll stick some pictures up here. We didn't make a ton of pictures, but we got some, and so I'll stick those up here in the corner. Or over here. I don't know which one it is. But, so y'all can see some of those. And, what else is going on in my life? Let's see. Had, been working on my sourdough. Finally got it going good. Really dedicated some time to it. And, made a couple of sourdough loaves. Made one just plain sourdough loaf, and then I made a chocolatey chocolate chip sourdough bread, because you know I love chocolate. And it turned out good, and so I was ready to become and show y'all that I was a sourdough expert, that I could do a video and show y'all sourdough bread. My fingernail polish is clear, but it's peeling off. And one day when I was at work, Chris was home, and he decided he was going to clean up, wash some dishes that was in here, which he never does. So I don't know what got up his butt and decided to wash some dishes, but you know what he did? He got my sourdough starter, threw it out, and washed the container, because he said, quote, he just thought it was something that had gone bad and decided to throw it away. Was I mad? I was a little ticked off on that, because I had ordered the sourdough starter off of eBay. It was supposedly, you know, like a 400-year starter. And I had kept it going somewhat. I did put it in the refrigerator several times and just, you know, took a break from trying to keep it alive many times. But I was on a roll, and I was keeping it out, and I was discarding, I was feeding, I was doing all the stuff. And he threw it out. But anyway, he did it. Life goes on. So, actually this morning, I thought, well, let me just start my own. So I did a thing of equal part flour and water, mixed it up, put it back in my container, and I'm going to see if I can get one started on my own. So, if not, I'll just order some more starter off of eBay. But he did make it up to me, and I don't have that to share with you at this moment. I mean, he didn't do this to make it up, but in my mind's eye, he did. He made up for it. He has a gentleman that works for him, and he bought a greenhouse. Can y'all hear me with me looking down? And he bought a greenhouse and decided he didn't want it anymore, and it was brand new when he bought it. It was custom made. It was handmade. and he wanted to sell it. So guess what I'm getting? I'm getting a greenhouse. I'm getting a greenhouse. Whenever he decides to go get it and bring it. We're going to get it a few weeks ago, but the rain just really just made muck of our yard. And so where I'm going to put it, the truck and trailer would have to drive on the yard, and Chris didn't want the yard messed up. So anyway, I don't know what he's waiting for now, but this egg right here is a doozy. It is. But anyway, when I get it, we will do a tour. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a big old tour because it's not that big. I don't even know what the measurements are. I did know, now I can't remember. But it's not that big. But what I do like about it is it has a fan in it. Of course, the window's open. It's got shelf all the way around, well, the 3 sides. It's got electrical hookup, and for the grow lights, it has grow lights in it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use those. And then it's got a water hookup, so you can, and it's got a hose with a sprayer nozzle in it, and you just hook it up to your faucet, your outdoor faucet, and you can water your plants in there with that. So I'm really, really excited about that. Of course, I won't be using it that much over the winter time, but to start my seeds now, I won't have shelves in my living room with the grow lights, and it just, oh gosh, I'm so excited about that, because you just have to do what you got to do when you ain't got a place to start seeds. But I will show y'all that when I get it. This egg is kicking my butt. Oh, I just can't get under that membrane, and it's just coming to pieces. That's all right. Okay, so, all right, greenhouse, getting a greenhouse. Guess that's about all the exciting things going on in my life. Didn't do much of a garden update this year because it went to pot, and it's solely me. It was just, I just didn't invest the time in it like I should have. Weeds took over. And I mean, I got a good tomato harvest and was able to put up some. Oh, I'll tell you this. Oh, look, squirrel. I did order 50 pounds of tomatoes that I'm picking up tomorrow. These are, they're called Chandler Mountain tomatoes. I did do a video a couple of years ago where we went to Chandler Mountain and got tomatoes, boxes of tomatoes. And there's a local girl that I think she's going there today, and she asked, you know, for orders that she would get them. I'm sure she's like charging a little bit extra for that, for the gas and all that, but I think it's $12 a box, and each box is 25 pounds. Hold on. I have to rinse my hands off, and where's my rag? But anyway, I'm going to pick those up tomorrow because my tomatoes, you were with me, I only can tomato sauce. I want to do a couple other things, some country with those. So I do have that coming. And I guess that's it. I guess that's it on the update of my life. I hope everybody, especially you East Coasters, are okay from the hurricane. It's just devastating. Just devastating. I told Chris the other night, I said, we need to look at investing into a generator. Oh, I remembered something, but I'll get back to it. Because I said, you know, that hurricane could not have taken a eastern turn and come straight up Alabama. I said, and we could be in the shape that a lot of our East Coast friends are in right now. And without power. So, especially I have 2 freezers full. And so we are going to look into doing that, investing into a generator. And plus, I ordered a half of a pig. It's from the same cattle company that I ordered my beef from, a half a cow. And so I've got half a pig coming end of October, early November, 1st of November. So I definitely you know, you can can so much. And I'm probably going to be doing some canning to free up space in my freezer, because right now I just don't really have the room for all that pork. So I am going to have to be freeze drying or something. I'm going to have to make some room in there for all that. And I'll bring you along. I promise I'll bring you along with that. And okay, so the half a pork. Half a pig. I'm getting a half a pig. Okay, I think that's all. That's all the updates I think I got for you. So I'm going to stand here and peel these eggs. I've only got 5 done in the time that we've been talking. And I probably could focus more if I'm not talking to y'all. So I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to finish peeling these eggs, and then we're going to make the brine. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I got them peeled. Woohoo! So I'm going to bring you down and let you see what I'm going to do now as I make a mess. Okay. Okay, so here's all my shells. I'm going to put these in the oven on low and let them dehydrate. And I'm going to feed them back to the chickens for the calcium. So I've got this halfway full. Then the rest of them are in here. So what I'm doing now is halfway through, I've got a half an onion that I'm going to put in here, because you also can get some pickled onions out of this. Yum, yum, yum. I peeled 24, so we're going to see how they do. And I just sliced them up, and then I'm just separating them. Come down in there. Okay, then we're going to see if the rest of them. These are some ugly eggs, but I'm not giving these to anybody. These are for mainly Mr. Chris and for me some. Well, I guess, I don't know, we'll see after we put the brine in if they go down anymore. So right now we got 22 in here. Let me clean this mess up. My eyes are burning because of that onion. Clean this mess up. Okay, we're going to work on the brine. Now then, what I'm doing different, and this is what I did before too, is I'm going to put some of my cowboy candy that I had canned last year or the year before last. If I can find my can opener. I'm going to put some of this in there too, and it gave it a little bit of heat, okay, because you know we don't do heat, but it gives it a little bit of heat and some sweetness. So we're going to do, now this is for a half a gallon. If you're just doing a quart, you'll half this, but I'm going to do 2 cups of white vinegar. And 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. You can use all apple cider or all white, whatever you like. I like a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it also. And then I'm going to do, if you have, you know, fresh minced garlic, this would be good, but I'm just going to do a tablespoon of garlic powder, a half of a tablespoon of salt. Gosh, that garlic smells so divine. Then I'm going to put some of these, and I'm going to leave them whole. I'm going to use about half of this pint. And some of the juice. I don't know My raggy, my rag. Okay, I just had it. I mean, do y'all do that? If it's a snake, it'll bite you? Yeah, because I just cleaned off that board. Oh, me. Did I throw it in the garbage? I did. Oh, well, I can go in the wash now. Okay. And then I'm going to add, this is some dill that I did get out of my garden that I had freeze dried. And so I'm going to put, it's probably almost a tablespoon of dill, dried dill. And some sugar. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of sugar. And about a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, I'll put this on the stove and we're just going to get it heated up and everything, the sugars dissolved. And then I'll be back. I'm going to show you, this was what I made the last time and we just, ooh, it's just pouring down my arm. And we just left that in the refrigerator, just the brine. And so I've got these 5 eggs and I'm just going to stick them in here. And let those brine in here. Stick it back in the refrigerator. So there'll be 5 extra ones. Okay, I let it come to a boil and just turned it off the heat, and I brought it over here and I'm just going to let it cool down some before I put it into the jar with the eggs. I'm all set up, got my funnel in it, and then when it cools down a bit we're just going to pour it in. And what I do is I just use these plastic seal caps and put it in the refrigerator. It needs to sit in the refrigerator for at least 2 weeks before they're good to go. That way all the flavors penetrate, and so that's the bad thing, is you have to wait 2 weeks to eat them. But once the 2 weeks is up, you got them. So it's and the same thing for that one, that I just put those 5 eggs into the leftover juice from my other batch. Those will need to sit in there and absorb all that flavor too for 2 weeks. So Chris is probably going to come in here and try to get one, and I'm going to have to tell him, gotta wait 2 weeks. And then by that time I'll be overflowing with, well, before that I'll be overflowing with eggs again, and I'll just keep it going. I'm kind of stirring this up just to kind of help cool it off. Tonight for supper, I probably won't video the whole thing, but I made up some no-knead bread that I used to do all the time. And since my sourdough starter is, I mixed it up. It's already rose a good bit, and it's only been rising for about 3 hours. But this is, I have videos on the no-knead bread. It's very easy. You do 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of yeast, 2 teaspoons of salt, and about 2 cups of warm water. That's it. You put it in a bowl and you stir it up. You kind of want a shaggy dough, not real hydrated, not I call it goopy. It's just like it's really thick pancake batter. But you just get a shaggy dough. That's the term, is shaggy dough. You cover it and you let it sit. Mine goes anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. And it kind of ferments. This is kind of like a faux sourdough bread. And you let it ferment. There's videos all over the place, but I do have one too on my channel. And then later on, I'll show you what we do. But I think I'm going to do some inclusions in it and have some cheddar cheese and that jar of the cowboy candy. And what you can do it with pickled jalapenos or fresh jalapenos, whatever you like. But I'm going to use some of this cowboy candy jalapenos. And I'm going to chop them up real fine and put that and some cheddar cheese in it. And we're going to have fried cube pork tonight. It's like a cube steak, but it's pork. And we love those better than cube steaks. But I'm just going to probably air fry them. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to fry up some cube steak. And we'll have this bread that I'm going to slice and kind of make a cube steak sandwich out of. And then I'm going to make some coleslaw. So that's what we're going to have for supper tonight. But I'll bring you along for the bread part. And maybe the cube steak. But I mean, it's just frying cube steak. I've done some videos on that. But we'll refresh everybody on that. And I'll come back in about 10 minutes after this has cooled down some more. And we'll pour it in here and stick it in the fridge. And then we'll be back later for the supper portion of the video. Okay, we're going to pour it in. Let's see if we got our brine. Right. Shucking it around, make sure it gets all down in there. Well, the jalapenos did not. See if I can stick my finger down in there and stuff them. Ooh, it smells like a vinegar factory in my house. Okay. Well, it's full up to the rim. I'm going to put this in a jar for my next batch. And so this is going to go in my refrigerator for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, we'll taste test them. Beautiful, beautiful. And that, my friends, will be a little less of brine I have to make before the next round. Okay, I changed my mind. I think that what I'm going to do is put an onion in here and let it be pickling. This is the other half of the onion I used. do that. Oh, I must have a cut on my finger because it just burned it. Yep, I cut my finger. My thumb. Put these in there. And we'll just let those pickle. There, pickled onions. That, I think, is going to be delicious. Alright, I'm going to clean up some and we'll be back in just a little bit. Let's go check the eggs. I can just tell Cash, you want to go feed the chickens? And he's out the door, buddy. He's right with me. Hey, darling girls. Hey, different girls. Hey, Chuck. Chuck's the rooster. And I really haven't named all the hens. Anyway, this is them in their temporary roost. Hey, pretty girls. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. 8. One of my little hens just jumped up behind us. 9 and 10. I got 10 hens and they're laid. This, I didn't check them yesterday, so I got 10 eggs, 5 hens, 2 days. Okay, I'm back. Got my ear pod in because I was listening to a book while I was doing some laundry, but the bread is ready. And so I'm going to go ahead and get it started. I'm going to actually put it in this basket and put it in the refrigerator because it's not quite ready to cook yet. But we're going to go ahead and get it ready. And so I am going to first flour my surface. And this is a very wet, I mean, longer it sits on your counter, it gets really goopy and it's a wet dough. So you do need to add in some flour while handling this. And it's got holes all in it. It's really almost overproofed, but it'll be okay. I didn't oil this, so it's kind of stuck. I'm going to flour the top. We're going to work it some. Work in some flour to give it some structure. And I have got, I chopped up finely some of that cowboy candy. And then, ooh, your hands get all glubby. I'm going to add some cheese. Probably, this is probably less than a fourth of a cup of, 2 tablespoons of chopped up jalapenos. Do about a half a cup of cheese. If it will come on. I don't want to stick my hand down in there because they're heavy. We're going to fold it up. And fold it up. Pinch together anything that's you just want to get it into a topped ball by doing this action. And then into my floured basket. Let's see, that started coming apart, so we're going to try to pinch all that together. Okay. And we're going to cover it and stick it in the fridge and just let it kind of firm up a little bit so we can score it good. Probably about an hour, and then I'll be back and we'll start cooking it. Okay, my camera just told me that my memory card couldn't be accessed to take it out and put it back in. So let's just hope that this whole video process took, and that card's not bad. But anyway, I put it in the oven, set my timer for 30 minutes on 450 degrees. And after 30 minutes, I will take the lid off and let it bake for about another 15 minutes. And then we'll look at our beautiful bread. All right, I got a mess going on here, but mixing up some coleslaw. And I have just, with my food processor grated, this is about a quarter of a cabbage, some carrots, some onions, and not quite ready. Got a little bit of mayonnaise left in this container we're going to put in. Get it all. And a splash of apple cider vinegar. We're going to put some salt, pepper, a couple of pinches of sugar. I don't have any dill relish, so I'm just going to use some of this dried dill in it to give it that kick of dill. Give it a mix and see where we stand. I've got cabbage, onion peel, little carrot, everything all over my floor, so I'm glad I hadn't mopped yet. I think I'm going to need a little bit more mayonnaise. We use Bama mayonnaise. I don't know. It's made in, it's that SAUER brand, sour brand out of Virginia. But you can get the sour or the Bama. Maybe because we're in Alabama, it's sold under the Bama name. But that's our favorite. I personally like the Bama Light, the light mayonnaise, but Chris doesn't, so we use the regular because he eats more mayonnaise than I do. Okay, that's looking good. Let's do a taste test. I'm going to wipe the mayonnaise off that spoon. That's good. I think it needs just a bunch more vinegar, and maybe a little bit more dill. Everything's sticking to my fingers. Got green fingers. I think that's going to be perfect. Alright, I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator till we eat. Voila! Okay, bread's done. I've made the coleslaw. This is the pork cube steak. And I just put some flour, salt, and pepper, and this Dano's original seasoning. And I've just got my cast iron skillet over there with a little bit of oil in it heating up, and I'm just going to pan fry them. And then after these get done, we'll be ready to eat. Supper time. Instead of sandwiches, I just decided just to cut a big hunk of that bread. There it is. There's the fried pork and the coleslaw. I've got crust. So, good, good. Thanks for being here with me again today. I appreciate every one of you, and I'll see you next time.